let's study why. Let's study about carbon and its compound. Carbon is one of the 100 elements that we have it in our Earth, and that we have so far discovered. Carbon in the Earth's crust is found as minerals like carbonates of metals, carbonates or bicarbonates, or in the form of coal and petroleum. But it's only 0.02% of all the materials of whatever we have there in the Earth crust. Not a 0.02% of the Earth is made up of carbon. But what about in atmosphere? In atmosphere, carbon is present as carbon dioxide, and it's only 0.03%. It is also significant because this is the carbon dioxide that plants are using, and through photosynthesis making food, which we are eating, which all the animals are eating. And this is the carbon dioxide which is used to trap the sun's energy. So it's very significant. A slight increase in carbon dioxide, amount in carbon dioxide in atmosphere will result in greenhouse effect, and which will have drastic effect on climate change or global warming. But what we are studying, why we are studying carbon, carbon has a special place of all elements because the number of compounds that carbon can form with other elements, especially hydrogen, is numerous. Is more in millions, and it's more than that all compounds of all the remaining elements that are formed. So in order to study why, that's why we are there's a separate lesson on carbon and its compounds, a separate branch of chemistry called organic chemistry. Let's see why carbon is able to form such a huge number of compounds. We know that the chemical property of an element, it depends on the number of electrons it has in its atom, right? The element is made up of atoms, and when we look into each atom, all the atoms are same. Carbon atoms are same. So let's study in one individual carbon atom. So the carbon atom, it has atomic number of 6. So its electronic configuration is 2 comma 4. That means in the first shell there are 2 electrons. In the second shell there are 4 electrons. The number of electrons in the outermost shell or valence shell is called valence electrons. So the carbon has 4 valence electrons, and this 4 electrons is what shapes the behavior of carbon, the element carbon, or its ability to form so many compounds. So we know that why compounds are formed, because elements itself are very reactive, and when they form compounds, because of their reactivity, in order to become stable, they form compounds. Because compounds are, instead of staying as an elemental form, like carbon can stay as a graphite, can stay as a diamond. It's better to combine with other elements and form compounds which are more stable, which are stabler than the carbon itself. So see, so carbon, if it wants to become stable, how will it become stable? So there are two theories. One is that the elements, we know that the elements in group number 18 that we call inert gases. Inert means not reactive, not acting, remaining inert, remaining stable, like helium, neon, and argon. These gases, their configurations are stable. They have either 8 electrons in the outermost shell, that is called octet configuration, or just like helium, which is only 2 electrons. So these two configurations are stable, or either octet or diet. So carbon also, so in the same way, carbon also will try to imitate or attain the electronic configuration of either helium or neon. So what are the two possibilities carbon has? Either carbon can acquire 4 electrons so that it becomes 2 comma 8, and it attains the electronic configuration of neon 2 comma 8, which is stable. In this way, carbon can become stable. Or there is one more way. Carbon can give up the 4 electrons, so it will become carbon anion. It was carbon cation, it will become carbon anion, and its electron configuration will become only 2. Oh, I've written it. Sorry. This should be anion, gaining 4 electrons, and this will become cation, losing 4 electrons, and configuration becomes, if it loses all the four electrons in the valence shell, so its configuration will be 2 only, and it attains the configuration of helium 2, that is diet. So these are the two possibilities of becoming stable, either giving 4 electrons in the outermost shell, or gaining 4 electrons to become the configuration of neon. But there is one more way in which carbon atom can become stable, is by sharing electrons. The sharing 4 electrons in the outermost in outermost shell with other with 4 more electrons, so that it becomes so that it becomes octet. Not by gaining, not by gaining or not by losing, but by sharing electrons. And that's how it forms covalent bond around it. In fact, it forms 4 covalent bond around it by sharing 4 electrons, the outermost 4 electrons, with other atom having one electron each in the outermost shell with hydrogen, and it becomes stable.